Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. So we've got a revolutionary movement, and we do want to utilize this movement eventually, but for now, we've got to make sure that it doesn't tear the country in half. So, here's my plan. I'm going to increase my home affairs level. That's going to be the first step. I need 250 bureaucracy for that. I don't know why it says 292. But in any case, that means we're going to need to build up some frickin' government admin. ABBGA, always be building government admin. Let's build 6 levels. That may seem like a lot, but it's important. So the next thing is, and I'm actually going to put those basically all the way at the top here. I know I got a long building queue. Nope. Not those ones. And let's get this logging camp with the others. Here we go. And basically what that's going to do... One sec. What that's going to do is that's going to allow us to reduce the radicalism of this movement, because every level of home affairs we have reduces political movement radicalism by 5%. A long-term goal is going to be to get to guaranteed liberties, but nobody who's revolutionary actually cares about this right now, so that's not actually going to help us. And in the meantime, the thing we're going to do primarily to weaken this movement is to increase standard of living, to do our best to increase standard of living. So, one thing we can do straight away is drop taxes. Oh, look at that. I did it. Mission accomplished. I'm such a good emperor of Brazil. It goes right back up immediately. No, I'm just kidding. It would be very funny if that happened, though. Keeping taxes low is a good start with this. Unfortunately, we have lost our nihilist. So let me see if I can get one from abroad. Only show available. Cool. All right. Well, that's not going to help. I really don't want to do this, because that would undo a lot of the good work we've been doing. It would make the intelligentsia very, very unhappy. Just looking for things. Is there anything else they're unhappy about the government? They're unhappy about National Guard. Going to National Guard would upset the armed forces and the petite bourgeoisie. Going to Guaranteed Liberties, rather. But I still think it might be the right call. For the moment, though, let's see what's going on in our market. Lead is still heckin' expensive, but obviously we're building up these lead mines to make sure that that doesn't become a problem. Government admin is increasing, very good. Art's very expensive. Are all of our arts academies, we're all in independent artists. Alright, so that's the maximum number of academics available for those buildings. Netherlands is embargoing us. That doesn't really bother me all that much, I must say. Actually, I think we've just gone ahead and dealt with this universal suffrage thing, which makes me happy. But let's go ahead and increase home affairs anyway. It's definitely going to be something we're going to look into. So, wow, radicalism is way down since we reduce taxes. If we go to guaranteed liberties now, the petite bourgeois will be really angry, but everyone else will basically be okay. I'm going to do it. Armed forces are mad, but we're kind of infamous at this time, so I don't necessarily need to go buck wild with that, but we don't have an anti-movement. We may have an anti-movement eventually. The armed forces will probably join it, but they won't be revolutionary. Only the petite bourgeoisie will be revolutionary, and they, I don't think, are going to create a problem. How on earth will launch an inquiry into the plantations? We're all trying to find who's done this. Oh, I torpedoed my own bureaucracy by making my petite bourgeois mad. Alright, so here's the movement. It's actually not that strong at all. It's giving us 18% stall chance, but we've got a 26% advance chance and 35 success chance and 35% advance chance. So that's over half either advances and successes. I think we can live with that. I'm going to need to build more government admin. I'm going to need so many levels of government administration to recover from this. Let's do 4 in Santa Cruz. Let me see if I'm short on... I need taxation capacity in Zulia. Where is Zulia? That's way up in the north, right? Yes, here we go. Let's get you 6 levels of government admin. I think that'll be way more than enough. I just... Oh man, construction efficiency there is rough. Yeah, whew. Well, I mean, these 4 are in Santa Cruz. That's going to be important eventually. Large numbers of South Indian people are migrating from our country to Sinaloa. Interesting. Yeah, I really need to improve standard of living in the Andes region, because standard of living there is pretty rough, and I gotta deal with that. Well, that having been said, lowered taxes should help, at least a little. So let's make this Guaranteed Liberties thing happen. And Guaranteed Liberties will be really good for us in terms of radicalization. It means that our stuttering standard of living won't create nearly as much of a problem as it has previously. Let's get these lead mines knocked out. Danish Congo. Interesting. That's very interesting. And Brittany there as well. Alright. Hey! One immediate success. Wonderful. Okay, so these guys have started to move into the malarial territories. Little by little, rubber barons, local authorities, and elements of the Catholic Church are divided in the best direction to shape the Amazonian peoples of Para. Every argument, however, is rooted in self-interest. Both her husband and her son's hands were struck red. Priests and nuns brought canes upon the boy for dancing in the halls and reciting the old stories. The patrons and forcers believed the man had adulterated the river he tapped. And if the men of the lash did not work them to death, she thought, the men of the single god would drive their souls to death as well. I'm going to say we'll make Brazilians of them yet. Extra assimilation is good. Do we have... Okay, we have Amazonian... Okay, so Amazonas is virtually entirely... Amazonian. North Andeans are not discriminated. And then Amazonians are discriminated. Brazilians are not discriminated, obviously. Jula. I don't recognize that. So this is Para. And all the people who live here are discriminated, which means none of them are converting to Brazilian, which is a shame. A lot of Afro-Brazilian people here, they are not discriminated. So I think there's a... Where's my map modes? Here we go. Let's look at radicals. Where have we got the most radicals? We got a bunch in Piauí, and then all across... This is the kind of the belt of countries that we annexed. So these are the areas we need to focus our development. Piauí, Para, and those areas. So... good jobs we can put in here are steel mills and paper manufactories. So let's go ahead. Oh, that's Miranhao. We're looking at Piaui. We'll build a couple of logging camps just to make sure there's enough wood here. Do we have the ability to produce sulfur here? We don't. I'm going to build up rubber plantations, just a few of them, and then we're going to do some steel mills as well. So that's going to be useful. Let's go ahead and get the game speed going here. Amazonas. We can definitely build logging camps here. He's a positivist. He's going to join the movement to do National Guard. To keep National Guard. I'm not happy about that, but it is what it is. So we'll do logging camps here, and then we'll do... Fertilizer plants should be really productive in our country, but they're not. Interesting. They're actually tooling workshops. I could export tools? Heck yes. Let's export tools to Britain. Unjustified attacks. Stall event. Members of the police force have been discovered organizing systematic attacks against supporters of the Guaranteed Liberties law, vandalizing their businesses and meeting places. They destroyed the benches and broke down the doors, threw stones at the windows and burnt all the books, left paintings on the walls where they were portrayed as animals, and where we were portrayed as animals and they were ruling over us. They also made sure to leave behind some threats, so we knew it was them. We shall make a public speech and make it clear that this is unacceptable, reduce enactment chance, more radical officers and servicemen, or the police force has become corrupted and immoral, it must be purged. -2 armed forces opinion. I don't want to have reduced armed forces opinion, but I don't want to lose enactment chance here. So, oof. That's a big hit to armed forces opinion right now when they're at -4. I'm just going to lose the enactment chance. I think it's going to be alright. We've only got 16% success chance. We've tipped to 50% either stall or debate, but stall is only 24%. Alright, let's see if we can get... Can I get a... I still can't. Oh boy. I'm really hoping that the switch over to... that this plus 20 in these laws is going to cover the difficulty when the intelligentsia realize that I'm not giving them freedom of conscience. See, this is Ashanti. The United States are trying to conquer Ghana. Only Ashanti will accept something for this, and I don't want to be involved into those circumstances. Institutions. Alright, Home Affairs is growing again, so that's excellent. Got some influence to play with. If I made Florida a protectorate, I still kind of want to get Florida as a protectorate. Relations with France are good. Relations with Great Britain are good. Austria, excellent. Italy, pretty alright. We can improve with Italy. Prussia, excellent. Russia, alright. Let's improve with Prussia. Alright, a matter of security. With the proposal to pass Guaranteed Liberties law, members of the government have voiced their concerns about it compromising the nation's internal security. How are we supposed to prevent reactionary attacks and schemes if we have no way to access public information? How are we going to keep our people safe if the only thing we're offering them is a false sense of security? That information is crucial for our administration, minus 10% enactment chance. Or we'll switch to other less intrusive methods, minus 5% bureaucracy, plus 15% enactment chance. I can always increase the size of the bureaucracy. I'm going to do the second one. That is, once again, stymied us, but I do have a lot of government admin under construction in the north here, so I'm hoping this doesn't create a problem. We got another Rubber Rush event. I'm going to say this place seems to be most effective. That is pretty good. Plus, we're providing some good jobs in Zulia, which is a good place to be. Which is a place we've been needing to improve the overall situation. I'm going to queue in some textile mills and whatnot. Kind of oh, it's a transport problem. Hold on. I think we are actually due for a transport increase. So let's take a look at the market and see where we've got expensive transport. Para, obviously. Minas Gerais. Para, Minas Gerais, Paraná, Baixo Paraguay, Rio Grande do Sul, and Uruguay. Alright, so we'll start there. 2 levels in each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 2. And is that all of the areas in original Brazil? I don't think I did Piranha. But I did Para, I did Minas Gerais. Oh, Sao Paulo could use 1 level, I think. Yeah. Alright, now, how is the cost of transportation in other areas? Definitely need 1 level in La Paz. 2 each in Ica, Lima, and Ecuador. Oh my goodness, Ecuador doesn't have any railroads yet. Alright, so next, the north. Oh, that's Russian territory. So we need 2 levels in Antioquia, 2 in Zulia, and 2 in Miranda. Cool. And I think after that, we'll just do a run through and build 1 level anywhere there's no levels of railroads. Because we should have some transport available in all these areas. We are producing a little bit with our urban centers, but only a little bit. I think... Okay, 1 in Santa Cruz. Jujuy is good. 1 in Tarapacá. Is good. Alright. And that's all the areas. And that's going to take forever, but it is what it is. Still banging away at this government admin. Excellent. Popular playwright endorses reform. In the midst of the debate surrounding guaranteed liberties, one of the country's leading playwrights, strongly associated with the intelligentsia, has staged a widely acclaimed play whose politically laden theme makes no secret of the author's desire for the law to be passed. The man's viewpoints may be somewhat partisan, but sir, you cannot argue with his prose. Guaranteed liberties will be on everyone's lips now. This gives us 10% enactment chance. It sure puts the intelligentsia in a good light. This makes the intelligentsia stronger. Or let's ensure the play gets a wider international audience, plus 20 prestige. I'm going to go with the first one. Just get more enactment chance. The Devil's Railroad. Workers on the railway in Para are dying in droves due to the harsh malarial conditions and the extreme demands placed upon them. Every mile is marked with gravestones, every track laid in blood. Malady in the scorching earth heat blister our bodies. We pave the road to hell with our lives. Full steam ahead, extra mortality, don't want that. Or this is too high a price to pay. We'll reduce state construction efficiency for 5 years. Para is already one of my least populated states. I don't want a huge mortality increase, but I need to build here. So unfortunately, it's just going to have to be great. It's just going to have to be the mortality. Let me see. A couple of different peasant revolts. We're already getting a pile of tasty cash from Great Britain, right? Yes, we are. So I don't need to concern myself with that too much. We are actually over our gold reserve at this stage by quite a bit. So I could drop taxes again. Is that wise? I think it actually is. Radicals are kind of where they've been. And loyalists are slowly increasing. But again, I want to have guaranteed liberties before I pop this off, because that's kind of what guaranteed liberties makes better for you. Let's build a few more government admins somewhere else. Let me see, somewhere where we don't have a lot of urban centers. Cajamarca seems like a good location. And then Cauca as well. And then we will grab these and put them at the top. Except we'll do the lead mines first. They're going to take some time, but it's going to be fine. Discord within the landowners. An influential faction within the landowners has grown frustrated with their co-members' neutrality in the topic of guaranteed liberties. Themselves in favor of the law, they have now resolved to form a separate political faction intent on passing it. How can you all stand idly by and watch the world pass before your eyes? Have you no sense of honor, of duty to your fellow man? I say nay to such lack of ambition, and I dare say I am not alone in this. With their support, the bill shall pass. This gives us 15% enactment chance. Weakens the landowners a little. Or I can say the intelligentsia extend an open hand to these mavericks, which weakens the landowners a lot, makes the intelligentsia a lot stronger, but only gives us 10% enactment chance. I'm going to go with the second one, because having weaker landowners is really, really good always, and having stronger intelligentsia is good for the current build of the game. We're still solid on Brazilian naval power, which I'm very thankful for. I think at this point I can stop building government admin. Actually changing this up is going to increase my maximum home affairs, which could allow me to get even more home affairs, which would be nice. Hey, France, you want to pay me tons and tons of money? Pay me tons of money? Pay me tons of money? No? Okay. But I like money. So far, my style of offering condottieri to European powers has basically paid off. Anyone who's played a lot of European Versailles 4 or knows a goodly amount of European history is giggling right now. Let's put the steel mills up top, because we're positive right now, which means that this progress is increasing on this. We do want to get these done in a reasonable amount of time, but we don't actually need to do them urgently. That's wonderful. Success. Oh, and actually the universal suffrage movement is over, which is not my favorite thing, but is a good thing for now. I think I let the early successes go to my head on that a little bit. Alright, can we get ourselves... gosh. Okay, I have a few guys I could get. Are any of y'all... I feel like this hadn't loaded correctly, because there's a bunch of these fellas. Okay, you're a nihilist, but you're trade unions. Oh, actually, I can just filter it to intelligentsia. Radical, communist, reformer. Interesting. Ethno-nationalist. Interesting. Communist, pacifist, communist, technocrat. Alright, so, or positivist. So, positivist, they do like technocracy, but they also like state atheism. And this guy's a nihilist. These guys like state atheism a lot. I don't necessarily want a technocratic movement because they oppose voting. So, let's go ahead and pull in Marcus Glaubrecht. We'll go ahead and just pause here to make sure we're good to go. Yeah, he's the best candidate. So he is a North German diplomat. Interesting. Invite him. And then can I make you leadership? I can. Excellent. So he's now the leader of the intelligentsia. And that should cause... Yes! Excellent. Alright. Oh. Ooh, excellent. We got lots of Hungarians moving in. So how old are you? You're 45. So I should have plenty of time if the intelligentsia not... Is there a path to total atheism somewhere in these things? I got freedom of thought. I could proc that, but I actually went straight past it to state atheism. I don't need to research Zeppelins. Huh, interesting. There's a bunch of possible journal entries, but I think we're not really there yet. So, government admin is mostly continuing to increase. We are going to get these government admin buildings finished, and that's going to give us a little bit of a buffer. Are we still going up in progress on home affairs? We are. Okay, we're negative, but we're going to be positive again in a second. once this government admin finishes itself out. So I'm feeling pretty good. USA is going after Senegal. Interesting. And we got human rights unlocked. Unjustified attacks. We just had this event a little while ago. I'm going to go with the first one once again. Again, that's going to give us a bunch of radicals in Rio de Janeiro, but I'm not super worried about that. Socialism is spreading to us. That's okay. Socialism may have some benefits for Brazil. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And here's the next round of government admin. Are you kidding me right now? Immediately? I did all that. Why would you retire? Did you just show up here so that you could retire somewhere nice? Somewhere with better weather than Germany? Is that what happened? Have I become the place that agitators come to settle down and stop agitating? Is that where we are as a society right now? Because if so, I'm pissed. If so, I'm pissed. I'm just so pissed. Oh, all those hard P's are going to sound really, really good in the recording, y'all. Oh, man. I stand by my decision to say a bunch of hard P's. We're in real professional YouTuber hours right here. I know this is the content you crave from this, your favorite Victoria 3 channel on YouTube. All right, and we are at level 3 with that. Come on, give me guaranteed liberties. Hiya! Well, at least the intelligentsia are very happy, and the petite bourgeois will sort themselves out eventually. So, from here, I cannot go to census suffrage. I can go to oligarchy, which the intelligentsia would not like, but which the industrialists would very much enjoy. So we'll figure out the suffrage situation. And at this point, I can go to protected speech. This would stop me from... so what would this give me? This would give me 25% extra text spread at the cost of a little authority, but it would stop me from suppressing interest groups. And I don't necessarily need to suppress interest groups. Although I've been suppressing the landowners frickin' the whole game. In any case, I'm not going to do anything while the armed forces are really salty, because I really need them to be less salty right now. Prestige has gone up. We have exceeded Austria and Spain and are closing in on Italy, which I am happy about. I think a lot of this is due to the increase in our overall GDP, which I'm hoping to continue going up as we get going here. We got plenty of iron, so building more steel mills is still a good call, and glassworks as well. The lead situation is basically balanced at this point. But if I continue to do this, I can eventually increase the size of my construction sector by a little bit, and I'm going to be very happy if I'm able to do that. So let's go ahead and cue that in. What are some areas we want to target for development? Miranda, Zulia, and Ecuador. So I'm going to put those all the way at the top of these logging camps. Those are going to get built really fast because they're construction sectors, so it's not going to necessarily be an issue. But it is an issue to get them built as fast as we can because there's just... Oh, I think I missed one steel mill there. Because right now we're not building as fast as we could, and we've got a lot of cash in the pot. So now that we've got guaranteed liberties, I'm going to drop taxes again. And the thing guaranteed liberties is providing for us is a 15% rad bonus both ways. So 15% fewer radicals from when standard of living goes down, 15% more loyalists when standard of living goes up. So this means we're much more able to tolerate fluctuating standard of living at this stage than we have been, and that's very good for us. I'm also going to start increasing home affairs again, and I'm actually going to queue in even more government admin buildings. I think 4 more levels will do me good. So let's put them in Lima, Cajamarca, Ecuador, and Antioquia. Actually, I'm going to put ones in Cauca and Cundinamarca as well. And that's just going to increase my my ability to... That's going to make me able to get up to level 5. Because a 25% increase to government... a 25% increase to radicals, to loyalists from standard of living going up, and combined with a 25% decrease in radicals from standard of living going down, means that I can kind of functionally do a little bit whatever I want. We have a mana wars shortage. I got some kind of steam thing there for a second. I can put one of these on wooden ships. There we go. That'll deal with it. So good at economy. Such an economy emperor. Such a great master of economics. I do not have a master's in economics. If anyone tells you I have a master's in economics, they're fools. Bureaucracy's way up. Probably because the petite bourgeois are not unhappy anymore. Is that what happened? No, they're not. Well, I guess maybe I don't need those government admins then. We'll click this button. Is someone else activated an ability that's giving me extra bureaucracy right now? Let me just make sure. It's not the rural folk. It's not the landowners. Armed forces are much happier. Petite bourgeois are kind of happy still. They're getting there. Senegalese proletarian revolt. That's interesting. Oh, are relations with Netherlands bad? Relations with Netherlands are bad. What about Belgium? Relations with Belgium are good. I think we'll improve relations with the Netherlands. No reason to have enemies in Europe. Except for the Swedes. Improve relations with Sweden. Having a solid base of good relations with a bunch of different people is just generally a good strategy, I've found. Particularly if you're not in Europe, but happen to want to do a lot of damage in Europe. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out these government admins, because I think I've got actually the capability that I need from a government admin perspective. And all of this building is driving standard of living up, particularly in these high radicalization areas, which is in turn increasing my number of loyalists. And more importantly, the lower taxes are doing a really good job at that. Higher GDP is also being very good for our prestige, although we've been surpassed by Austria again. Alright, and this boy wants technocracy. He's hardly got anybody. We developed an extra army somehow. Not sure how this happened. I'm just going to disband it and let those units go into somewhere else. Not sure what that is. Is that some kind of error or something that I just, like, annexed from... Oh, you know what I think it was? I think it was... there was an army that I'd annexed from Venezuela that hadn't been able to fully hire, that we just got able to fully hire. So where are we with tech? We're still working on trench works. That's going to be enormously, enormously important. Does the trench infantry method require anything that I don't currently produce? It does not. It's only more ammunition and small arms. So once I'm able to go up to trench infantry, I'll have basically a top-notch army. Radicals are down another 500,000. So I'm pretty pleased about that. So we dealt with our radical movement. We got Guaranteed Liberties passed. We are continuing to expand our resource production and increase the size of our GDP. And we are continuing to generally strengthen the country. So it was a quiet episode, but we ended up doing a lot of finagling. I got very mad at the interface for killing a technocrat that I really liked, but that just kind of is what it is. So for now, I think that's going to be all there is for today. I've had a good time. I hope you've had a good time as well. And I will see you on the other side.